And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you that rugged hero of the great outdoors, that strong, silent sphinx of the prairie, that man among men where men are men, Jack Benny, in Buck Benny Rides Again.
Oh, Don, please.
With a sterling cast including Ellen Drew, Andy Devine, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Virginia Dale, Lillian Cornell, Teresa Harris, Kay Lineker, Ward Bond, the Muriel Abbott Dancers, and Rochester.
You don't have to shout it, Don.
Together with the radio voices of Mary Livingston, yours truly, Don Wilson, and Fred Allen.
Fred Allen? So long, folks.
Now, Carmichael, you get in there. Let go of me. Remember, we got a non-aggression pact. Okay, you asked for it. There, don't you feel better now? Boy, all you need is a mint julep. Here's a towel, son. And remember, the hand belongs to Daddy. Don't forget behind the ears. Hello, Mr. Harris.
Hello, Roch. Hiya, Jackson. How's the boy?
Oh, hello, Filthy. Say, how do you keep that gorgeous Marcel in this weather?
I use a washboard for a pillow.
Oh. You ought to keep your face off of it.
Well, how about you? You changed your mind? You going out to Nevada with me?
Phil, I told you before, we're going to stay right here in New York. By the way, Phil, remember that brunette who used to be so crazy about you?
Oh, yeah. Whatever became of her?
Well, I read where she's about to sue for divorce. And right now, she happens to be establishing residence in Nevada. Caldwell, Nevada.
Look, Jack, you got me all wrong. I just want to go because it's a grand place to spend a nice, restful vacation.
Restful with all the shooting and killing that's going on out there?
They don't have that stuff out west anymore. It's as peaceful as it is right here.
Now, don't try to kid me, Phil. I saw Union Pacific 3 times.
But, Jack, the ranch I have in mind is just as modern and luxurious as this hotel.
Oh, it is?
Why, sure, it has everything. Beautiful rooms and a magnificent swimming pool.
Nothing doing, Phil. We've got work to do on next season's air program, and we're going to do it right here.
Okay. Let's go out and grab some lunch.
No, I went out grabbing with you yesterday and got the check. Besides, I have an audition.
Well, we've still got a couple of weeks in case you change your mind about Nevada.
Phil, if you mention Nevada once more, you'll be back leading the orchestra on the Albany Night Boat.
Well, at least they threw nickels at me.
What do you think I do every Saturday? Rochester, get my car out.
Yes, sir.
Fine band leader. Leads his orchestra with a curling iron.
You know, boss, I think Mr. Harris is right. We ought to go places and get away from all this tinsel and glitter.
Rochester, there's an old Chinese proverb that says, when butler butt in on boss, better have other job up sleeve. Catch on? Now get my car out. Yay!
My, we did it again.
Hey, you. What's the big idea? Haven't you got any brakes?
Brakes. That's a good one.
Oh, smart guy, huh? Well, laugh this off. You smashed into me and you're gonna pay for it.
Now, just a minute, young man. Don't be too hasty. I happened to be passing by and saw the whole thing. This fellow was absolutely innocent.
Innocent? Listen, buddy.
There's no question about it. As a matter of fact, you backed right into this poor man.
I backed into him.
You certainly did.
Attaboy, boss.
Boss? Hey, wait a minute. Do you own this car?
Well,
I said, do you own this car?
stop hitting that fender. They fall off.
Well, of all the... I ought to take you and...
Gee.
Driver, will you please hurry?
But, lady, this guy owns the car that smacked us.
Well, get his number, please. I'm late for an appointment, and it's very important.
Yes, ma'am. If she wasn't late, I'd... Don't ever let this happen again.
Gee, wasn't she beautiful? Rochester, why don't you watch where you're going? Look at my car. It's a fine mess.
Boss, this car's been a mess since 1917.
Don't be so critical. Got to get to the studio some way. I'll take your car.
Well, I plan on using it myself.
Very well, then I'll go in a cab. And since you're responsible for the whole thing, I'll take the fare out of your salary.
Here's the keys, boss.
I thought so.
I'm getting pretty sick of this. Oh, it's you again.
Driver, I can explain everything.
I know. You saw the whole thing. Look, buddy, this is getting irksome.
That's irksome.
Oik, I don't like it. Listen, you, I don't know what your game is.
I do. There's one of his kind in front of every drugstore. When he was a little boy, I bet he used to cheat at post office.
I did not.
All right, folks, break it up. Haven't you got a home? What's going on here?
This oop boy has been rushing me all day.
All right, lady, I'll handle him.
Good. Come along, driver. I probably missed my appointment now.
Well, aren't you ashamed of yourself? A big grown-up man like you, acting like a college boy.
But, officer, there's been a misunderstanding. Look, I'm Jack Benny.
Jack Benny? The radio comedian?
Yes. Do you listen to my program?
Oh, I never miss him.
Well, I'm glad. Gee, that's swell. Come over and see us next Sunday. Here's a ticket for you.
Oh, gosh, thanks. Well, you come over and see us next Monday. Here's a ticket for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey!
Joan, we thought you'd never get here.
What's the matter? Is your watch still running on Arizona time? I'm sorry, but one of those things Mother warned us about has been following me all morning.
Oh, you have all the fun.
Some fun. This audition weren't so important to us.
Come on, sisters. You're next, girls.
Hi, Mac. Where are we? Studio D?
No, Mr. Benny, you've been changed to Studio A. They've got a flock of trios in D auditioning for a cigarette account.
Say it over and over again, over and over again. Never stop saying you're mine. Say it ever and ever so sweet. ever and ever so sweet, just like an old Valentine. Da-da-dee-da-da.
When you say I love you,
The same old I love you, they whisper in stories and plays. You can change I love you, the same old I love you, to oh, such a heaven phrase.
Hold it, girls. Thanks very much. We'll let you know later.
Well, what happened to you? Were you waiting for the lights to change? That Junior G-man again. He even followed me here.
Well, so we meet again.
Haven't you done enough to me for one day?
They're ready for you, eh, Mr. Benny?
Hey, Tommy, see that young lady, the one on the right?
Yeah.
Find out her name and address.
Okay, Mr. Benny.
Did you say Mr. Benny? Is that Jack Benny?
It ain't Carmichael, lady.
well, Mr. Benny, eh?
This is it, Rochester. Now take that box of candy and this note up to Miss Joan Cameron, apartment E, immediately.
But, boss, you ain't even acquainted with the young lady.
Well, of course I'm not acquainted with her. That's why I'm sending her this gift. I've offended her and I want to apologize.
Oh, little box of fudge. That ain't no apology.
It's a big box, and besides, it's very good candy.
It ought to be. I made it.
You made it. Listen, Rochester, who put the nuts in?
You did.
That's more like it. Now, remember, if everything goes okay, you signal from that window, and I'll come right up. Now, hurry up.
Okay. I don't know how I do it. Butler, chauffeur, valet, cook. Now I'm a carrier pigeon.
Yes?
Package a note for Miss Joan Cameron.
I'm sorry, she isn't in right now.
When do you... My.
Would you care to leave it?
Maybe I better come in and wait.
I don't know whether...
It's a very important package from Mr. Benny. Mr. Jack Benny.
Mr. Jack Benny? Do you work for him?
With a capital W.
Well, won't you come in, Mr.
Van Jones is the name. Rochester Van Jones. Mighty cozy. Mighty cozy. Say, haven't I met you somewhere before? London, Paris, Harlem?
No, it couldn't have been me. We just got in from the West a few weeks ago.
And you haven't seen the sights yet?
No, I stay in most every night.
Honey, get ready for some fresh air. How about you and me doing the town tonight?
Why, Mr. Van Jones, I hardly know you.
Well, that problem's being settled right now. What do you say, Miss...
Templeton, Josephine Templeton.
Sure glad I delivered this package in person, Josephine.
I am too, Rochester. Why, Mr. Van Jones, you're blushing.
Oh, fine.
Tell me more about your travels, Rochester.
Oh, yes. London in the spring, Paris in the fall, Hawaii.
Gee, it must be wonderful to visit all those foreign lands.
Yes, but after a while, one yearns for the simpler pleasures. Fireside, books, music.
Well, we like the same things. Would you like to hear a phonograph record?
I might go for a little Debussy.
Debussy? Whose band is that?
Band? He ain't no band. Ain't you ever heard of La Prairie de Me Don Fawn?
I don't think so. What's that?
That's French. Sort of French for seafood mama.
Oh.
Raining, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to shout a poem about how I dream of that gleam in your eye. I want to shout, but all that comes out is my mind. I want to sing of flowers in spring, but oh dear, when you're near, I just die. I want to sing and can't sing a thing, but my mind. I should say, oh, how lovely. I should say, ah, how sweet. I should have Shakespeare at the tip of my tongue. But every time we meet, I look at you, and what do? I get weak, I can't speak, I just sigh. And though I try, the best I can sigh is my.
Come to think about it, you're sort of sweet, strictly elite, not too bold, not too cold, but so shy. You're sort of sweet the way you repeat, my. You kind of smart the way you capturing my heart with that line, you divine little guy. You kind of smart to make a fine art of my. You could say, how intriguing. Or you could say, how petite.
I could have Webster in the palm of my hand, but every time we meet, dead pigeon.
You don't do bad, in fact, I might add, you're my type, and time's right, sugar pie.
Why, Josephine, that's just what I mean by my. I'm afraid to look. Is it raining outside?
No, Rochester, I was eating a grapefruit and it got out of control.
Now look, boss, here's what happened.
I'll discuss that with you later.
I'll see you at 8 tonight, honey. Don't forget, we're going formal.
Rochester Van Jones, I'm waiting.
When he Van Joneses me, he's mad. Boss, I said I was sorry. Ain't you going to accept my apology?
Well, all right. But from now on, you can be a lovey-dovey on your own time. Fine shape to go out with Miss Cameron tonight.
Miss Cameron? How can you go out with her when she ain't even speaking to you?
Rochester, after that lovely box of candy and that sweet note I sent her, she can't possibly be mad at me.
Boss, speaking as a neutral, I would say that you have arrived at a debatable conclusion.
Well, you never see anything my way. Who was it said that this hotel wouldn't allow animals? Carmichael is here, isn't he?
Yeah, but you're trying to bring him in on a coat hanger.
Well, what if I did? It was a better idea than yours. You wanted me to put a veil on him and register as Mr. and Mrs.
Good evening, Miss Jones. Good evening.
I can't figure you out, Joan. You act as though every man east of the Mississippi has a black mustache and a leer.
Why be so stubborn? Why don't you phone Mr. Benny?
There's no use discussing it. The man is...
I know. He bumped into your cab, he flirted with you, and he broke up the audition. But he's still Jack Benny, and he can do us a lot of good. Miss Jones has a package on a note for you from Mr. Jack Benny.
Isn't this romantic? Thrilling.
Aren't you even going to read the note?
I can stand the suspense. Well, I can't. Joan, isn't Mr. Benny sweet? He apologizes for everything and wants you to have dinner with him tonight. What do you say?
Well, that's kicking Cupid right in the pants.
It's getting late, boss. Don't you think you better go out and get something to eat?
Rochester, I'm having dinner with Miss Cameron tonight, and we're not leaving this room until she calls.
Oh, my Aunt Bessie sure is going to be disappointed.
What about your Aunt Bessie?
Didn't I tell you, boss? The stork presented her with twins this afternoon.
If I remember correctly, Rochester, the stork visited your Aunt Bessie only 2 months ago.
He sure gets around, don't he?
It's no use, Rochester. You're going to stay right here and help me get dressed.
Well, you might as well make up your mind, boss. She ain't going to call. That must be for me.
Get out of here. Hello? Yes, this is Jack Benny.
Oh, Mr. Benny, this is Joan Cameron. I just got your charming note.
Well. Oh, hello, Miss Cameron.
Now anything can happen.
Gee, it was awfully nice of you to call me. After the silly way I acted today, I really didn't expect it.
Ain't what you said to me.
Rochester.
Oh, no, now. I'm the one who should apologize. After all, I was rather rude. You see, I was worried about an important audition.
Oh. Say, that reminds me. You know, I'm not definitely set on my own program next season. Perhaps you could audition for me.
Oh, you're so sweet, Mr. Benny.
Oh, just call me Jack. I'll tell you what. Suppose we have dinner at the 44 Club, and you could sing for me there.
Gee, that's swell. We'll never be able to thank you.
We?
Oh, my sisters and I, we're a trio.
Oh, you're a trio.
Of course, I'd rather be alone with you.
Well, maybe after you've sung, we could kind of lose the others.
Oh, I'm sure we can.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll pick you up in an hour.
Well, goodbye, Jack.
Goodbye, Joan. Smarty pants.
Joan! What do you think? We're auditioning tonight.
Auditioning for whom?
Isn't it wonderful? Just think, if we click, we can move into a big apartment with separate bedrooms and separate bathrooms with radios in them. Who are we auditioning for? It's Jack Benny, and we're not going. Oh, but Joan, he was so sweet and apologetic when he phoned, but I just had to accept his dinner invitation.
Jenny, that's the oldest gag in the world. Have dinner with me, and I'll make a star out of it.
But he invited all of us. And any fellow who'll ask 3 girls on a date can't be a boogeyman.
I wouldn't go out with him if he drove up in a sleigh and had white whiskers and toys.
Look, Joan, it isn't a question of what you want or what I want. Peggy has to be considered. She has a real voice, and she's entitled to a break.
All right. I guess I haven't any right to be selfish.
Oh, it's swell, Joan.
Ya-da-da-da-dum, da-dum. I want a white tie, Rochester. I'm wearing my full dress suit.
Full dress? Mm-hmm.
What's the matter with my full dress suit?
Well, for one thing, the tails are too close to the floor.
I had them cut off. Now get me the suit.
But, boss, that outfit don't look good on you. You ought to wear your tuxedo.
Rochester.
Brings out your personality better.
I said get me my full dress suit.
But the tuxedo makes you look younger.
Rochester, for the last time. Does it? All right, give me the tuxedo.
Yes, sir.
Now, you're Peggy, you're Virginia, and you're Joe. Mustn't get you mixed up.
In case you forget, just call the roll.
Gee, it was sweet of you.
Oh, look at the taxi cab with a driver.
Now, don't forget later on.
What about later?
You know, we're going to ditch the others, remember?
We're going to.
She went that way.
What do you have, Mr. Harris?
I'll just stick to the corn. You know me.
Hello, Phil.
Hello, Charlie.
What do you know about Jack Benny that Fred Allen ought to know?
Why this sudden interest in Benny? Aren't you on the paper anymore?
No, I'm Fred Allen's press agent now.
Ready with your call to Nevada, Mr. Harris.
Thanks.
What goes on in Nevada?
Look, Charlie, it's Benny's private life that Allen is interested in. Not mine. Hello. Yeah, this is Phil Harris. All right, I'll wait.
Beg your pardon, Mr. Harris, calling from New York.
Thank you.
Hello, darling.
I'm glad you called, Philsy. I'm so lonesome out here.
I know, honey, and I'm trying my best to promote Jack into a trip west, but he says we got to stay right here and work.
Well, why can't you work out here? I've still got 5 weeks to serve.
Now, just don't worry. I'll get Jack out there if I have to break a leg. His leg. Yeah. I'll think of something.
Why?
Well, all right. Hello, Goldilocks. Who are the 3 bears?
Now, don't get fresh, Bill. These are the Cameron sisters, Mr. Harris.
Oh, sure. I've seen you kids.
Oh, no, you haven't. These girls just came from the West.
Well, he could have seen us. We didn't come here in a covered wagon.
Good evening, Andre. Table for 4, please.
Make that 5.
Yes, Mr. Harris.
I can't imagine Jack having a date with 3 girls.
Isn't exactly a date, it's an audition.
Good old Jackson coming here for an audition so he can get an orchestra for nothing.
Well, for your information, Phil, I'm auditioning the orchestra, too.
Something to drink, sir?
Sure, champagne all around.
Yes, Mr. Harris.
Now, Phil, who's throwing this party anyway?
I don't know. I wasn't even invited.
I know. Oh, shall we dance?
Don't you think we better wait until the music starts?
That would be better, wouldn't it? You girls are from the West, huh?
Yes, Dry Creek, Arizona, population 300.
You know, Joan, it was big of you to forgive me after the way I acted.
Forgive you.
Your voice sounded so sweet over the
Oh,
top.
come on, Mr. Benny. I've just got to dance with you.
Well,
Come on.
excuse me.
You can dance with Joan later, but first I've just got to explain about that telephone call.
Oh, did she tell you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I haven't told her yet.
You haven't told her.
You see, Mr. Benny, that sweet voice on the phone wasn't Joan's at all. It was mine. She didn't know anything about it.
Oh. Well, I guess that puts me right back to where I bumped into her taxi.
It isn't you personally, Mr. Benny. Joan thinks the only real men come from the West. Too bad you weren't born out there.
Well, I was born in Waukegan, Illinois. That's west of Cleveland. Take away the Rockies, and it's practically in Arizona.
That might help.
Well, I had a Shetland pony until I was 19 years old.
Say, you're virtually a cowboy.
Say, Phil, how about me crashing the party and meeting Jack Benny?
Why not? I crashed it. It's a cinch. Sit down and meet 2/3 of the Cameron sisters. This is Charlie Graham.
How you doing?
Hello.
Jack, this is Charlie Graham.
He's been dying to meet you for a long time.
Well, that's fine. How do you do?
Hello. This is another Cameron, Charlie.
Hello.
How do you do?
Oh, Joan, I've got the most exciting news. Mr. Benny's been holding out on us.
Oh, really?
He's a regular Westerner. Why, he was born almost practically in Arizona. Spent his first 19 years on a horse.
Well, it was a small horse.
Why, the kid's a born horseman. Show him your bow legs, Jack.
Oh, not here, Phil.
And don't forget, he does play Buck Benny on the air.
Oh, I know that seems like a lot of nonsense, but underneath it all, that Buck Benny is the real me.
Mr. Benny, have you a pencil?
A pencil? I believe I have. There you are.
Thanks. Say, Jack, did you tell the girls about your ranch?
My ranch?
You should see him when he's out west. He really goes for that rough stuff.
How thrilling. Where is your ranch, Mr. Benny?
Oh, it's nothing much.
Where is it?
It's in Nevada, Caldwell, Nevada. We're going out there next week, eh, Jackson?
Well, I don't know about that, Phil.
But I just called the foreman, and he and the boys will be awfully disappointed if you don't go out. That reminds me, Andre, put my call to Nevada on Mr. Benny's check.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special attraction this evening, the Cameron sisters. A request performance for Mr. Jack Benny.
Good luck, kids.
Say it over and over again, over and over again. Never stop saying your mind. Do you really mean it? Say it.
Oh, tell it.
Ever and ever so sweet.
Repeat it.
Ever and ever so sweet. Just like an old Valentine.
Oh, it's too divine.
When you say I love you, the same old I love you, they whisper in stories and play. You can change I love you, the same old I love you, to oh such a heavenly phrase. So say it, softly and gently, and then over and over again.
Never stop saying you're mine.
Man, if you mean to be mine, just say it over and over again. Over and over again. Over and over again.
Never stop saying
you're mine. Before you beat it, repeat it. I'm getting conceited. Won't you say it and then say it and then say it again?
Well, I guess I'll be running along now.
So long, Charlie.
Thanks very much for everything.
You're welcome. It's a nice chap. Who is he?
Fred Allen's press agent.
Oh. Fred Allen's press agent? Hey! Hey! Hey!
Gee, I can't understand he's running out on us.
No kidding, Portland. That's what they tell me. Jack Benny's going out west and rough it. Oh, rough it. Benny's idea of roughing it is to go 2 days without a manicure. Imagine that tenderfoot on a horse. If Benny ever gets on a jackass, you won't know who's riding who.
I hate him.
Did you hear what Allen said about you, Jack?
Yes, and he's got a lot of nerve calling me a tenderfoot. Hey, Mary?
I'll say, especially since you got those new art supporters.
Oh, quiet. Anyway, Allen should talk about me. Any man that has to use bellows to take a deep breath, well...
Isn't he funny, Joan?
Yes, he's a riot.
No kidding, Mary. Is Jack really going out west?
He sure is. I saw him in a store yesterday buying a 10-gallon hat, a 6-shooter, and a side saddle.
Don't be so smart. It was a regular Western saddle. Oh, boy, I can't wait until I get on it. Can't you just see me, Mary? I rush over to the hitching post, jump on that horse, and I'm off in a cloud of dust. What are you laughing at?
Come back. You forgot to untie the horse.
Oh, yes. Well, anyway, folks, I've got all my equipment, and I'm going to my little ranch in Nevada. Play, Phil.
That's a break. Now we'll never get Joan and him together.
What'll we do?
I wonder if there's a place in Nevada that could use a trio that could use a place in Nevada.
I'll lay 10 to 1 that Benny won't go out west. He may start out, but he'll only go west till he hits the first toll bridge.
That man kills me.
Rochester. Yes? Yes, this is Jack Benny.
Mr. Benny, should I take these downstairs?
Yes. Yes, I'm going to Nevada. No, I don't want to buy a horse. Goodbye. You see, it's been like this all day. I wish you'd keep your nose out of my business, Phil Harris.
Why, what did I do?
What did you do? Why, you're the one that started the whole thing. You're the one that told Fred Allen's press agent I was going out west. Then Allen broadcast it. Then thousands of people wrote in, thousands. Then my sponsor said I have to go. That's what did you do?
Well, gee, I'm sorry, Jackson.
Well, then stop grinning.
Mr. Benny, are you taking...
Don't worry so much. Pat!
Hey, Jackson, what's this?
Well, that's a 6-shooter I bought this morning. Bet you'd hate to be on the wrong end of that, eh, Phil?
Yeah.
Darn that salesman. Give me that. Now what? Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Here are your roses. The young lady wouldn't accept them.
Oh. There you are. Joan won't answer the phone, keeps sending back my flowers.
Well, she'll get over that. You can make up with her.
How can I make up with her when I'm going 3,000 miles away? Well, put down the roses. What are you waiting for?
May I have one for my hair?
Get out. Now what's the matter?
We're out of gas.
Out of gas?
Well, we picked a fine place for it.
I told you, boss, you should have put in more than 3 gallons at that last stop.
That's all the man had, and you know it.
What are you talking about?
You keep out of this. Well, I guess there's nothing to do but wait till someone comes along. Thank heavens we're on the main highway.
I meant to tell you, boss, I turned off the main highway about 45 miles back. This is a shortcut.
That's all we need, a shortcut. It's a fine mess.
Oh, I'm thirsty.
Me too. Where's the water bottle, Rochester?
Right here, boss.
Well, hand it to me. I'm thirsty.
Okay, but it's empty.
Well, fellas, I guess this is the end. But I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to die. Die like a rat on this desert. You're to blame for this, Harris.
Don't feel so sorry for yourself. All we got to do is walk toward the hotel. We get there eventually. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
Sorry, Rochester, but you'll have to stay here and watch the luggage.
I don't want to stay out here by myself.
You'll have to stay. After all, it's your car.
Want to buy it cheap?
No, I don't. Come on, Phil.
So long, Rochester.
Cow, who are you waiting for?
We ought to be getting into Caldwell pretty soon, shouldn't we?
Yeah, in a couple of hours.
Caldwell. I've been trying to remember where I heard that name before.
I used to know a sailor by that name, remember?
Oh, look at those hills. Gee, it's swell to be back in the West again.
Well, you can thank little Virginia for getting us a job out here.
Thanks, partner.
You're welcome.
Guy sure saved our lives when he picked us up.
Yeah, we might have died like rats on that desert.
Bill Harris, don't you ever mention that to a soul.
Well, Jackson, what do you think of it?
Hey, this is my idea of the wild and woolly West.
Yeah, let's go bulldog at Tom Collins, huh?
Lucky nobody knows me out here. If Fred Allen ever found out I was stopping at a place like this.
Hiya, Buck!
Why, Andy! And Dennis Day.
Hiya, fellas.
What are you doing here?
Well, my ranch is just a hoop and a holler away from here.
And I'm spending the summer with Andy. Gee, it's exciting.
Well, of all things. But, Andy, how'd you figure out that Phil and I were coming to this hotel?
Well, Brenda Tracy's staying here, and it don't take Sherlock Holmes to put her and Phil together.
That reminds me, I got to see a girl about a kiss. I'll see you guys later.
Well, so your ranch is close by, eh, Andy? How are things going?
Oh, terrible, Buck, terrible. Been having trouble all summer with a couple of bad men.
Bad men?
Yeah, they've been hiding out in the hills near my place.
Tell him about the Indians, Andy. That scared me to death.
Indians?
Yeah. Last night, those outlaws got a couple of my Indians loaded up on firewater, and those redskins darn near tore the ranch down.
Gee, Phil told me those things never happened anymore.
Oh, you should have been at Andy's place last night.
Gee.
Thanks. Just wait here. I'll get the money. Hey, boss. Can I have $10?
What for?
I promised it to the man for towing me in.
$10? Why'd you promise him so much?
I thought he was a mirage.
Oh, Bungalow D has a new check-in, a Mr. Smith and party. See that they have enough logs and split kindling, will you?
Yes, sir. I'll take care of it right away.
Well, Joan, I guess that's about all. Except that I've been having trouble with a couple of bad men.
Bad men?
You heard me. Who have been hiding out in the hills near my place.
Man, you sure can dream it up.
Rochester. The worst thing they did was to get a couple of my Indian boys loaded up on firewood. Of course, I don't scare so easily.
Of course, I don't scare so easily.
You have just heard the signature of Riders of the Sage, which will continue following a brief pause for station identification.
Shut that thing off.
Of course, I don't scare so easily. But I'll admit that when those Indians start out on a rampage...
Rochester, I told you to shut off the radio.
I did, boss.
You must have turned the wrong knob. There. Where was I?
You were having trouble with the Indians.
Oh, yes.
When those Indians started out on a rampage...
Rochester, did you see what I saw?
Yes, sir, an Indian.
Don't stand there like that. Sneak out the door and see what he's up to.
I ain't Buffalo Bill.
Rochester, I said go out and see what that Indian's up to.
Not me, boss. I got short hair, but I'm gonna keep it.
Rochester, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'd go out there myself. But I'm a paleface.
Boss, right now, I'm paler than you are.
Rochester, for the last time, will you go out and see what that Indian's up to?
Okay, boss. But if I don't come back in 5 minutes, bear me out on the lone prairie. There ain't nothing out there but a flock of nothing.
See? I told you not to be such a baby. It's a massacre! Follow me!
I ain't following, I'm leaving.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Hey, Jackson, what's the rush?
Run for cover. The Indians are after.
What Indian?
Phil, I didn't stop to get their names. Look! There's one of them now. See? With a tomahawk. What's so funny?
That guy works here.
You mean he's a hotel Indian?
Sure, he was just fixing your fire.
Oh. Oh, boy, did you see Rochester run?
Yeah.
Coyotes howling, Indians sneaking up behind me. I'm going back to New York where it's quiet.
Attaboy, boss. Josephine, here I come.
Gee, can you imagine getting paid for working in a place like this?
I think we're going to like it here in Caldwell.
Wait a minute. Caldwell. Now I remember. Isn't this the town where Jack Benny said he had a ranch?
Why,
And your getting us booked here wasn't a coincidence.
well, to tell the truth, I might as well tell the truth. You're right.
You're not angry, are you, Joan?
No. It might be very interesting to see Buck Benny in a Western setting. Very interesting.
Going somewhere?
Listen, Phil, there's a train leaving for the east tonight, and I'm going to be on it if I have to sit on the engineer's lap.
But we just got here. You know what Brenda said, this place grows on you.
Well, it'll have to grow on somebody else. Now start packing. We're going back to New York.
Yippee! Josephine.
Joan.
Hey, Joan.
Quiet. If Joan ever finds out I'm staying at this dude ranch after all the letters I've written her.
Well, what do we do now?
Get me an aspirin. I've got to think. Andy Devine doesn't know it, but we're moving in on him right now.
Hey, Buck! Hey, Buck!
Hey, Andy, how do I look?
You know, Andy, I figured as long as I'm supposed to be the owner of this ranch, I might as well dress the part. You explain to your boys what they're supposed to do?
Yep, it's all fixed. I told them for every argument you picked with them in front of the girls, you'd pay them $5.
That's swell.
I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, and my legs ain't bowed, and my cheeks ain't tan. I'm a cowboy who never saw a cow. How many expecting for dinner, boss?
Well, let's see. There'll be us, and there'll be Joan, Virginia, and Peggy. Hey, that must be them now.
Say, is there a Jack Benny in this outfit?
Yeah, my name is Benny.
Well, I've been looking for you on every ranch in these parts.
See what it is, Rochester.
Yes. I knew things were going too smooth.
Good heavens, it's Carmichael. I wonder what happened. The hotel was supposed to take care of them. What do we do with them here?
Let's have a barbecue.
Rochester, if you lay a hand on that animal,
What are you going to do with him, boss?
You're going to take him out of that box, and tonight he'll have to sleep in your room.
Why do I have to ask questions?
And tomorrow we'll find a nice, cool place for him to stay.
Oh, Tommy. Don't make no pass at me. Remember, taxidermy ain't no lost art.
Say, Mr. Benny, you handle that like an old-timer.
Oh, I pick up these things awfully easy. Hey, here come the girls. Now, remember.
Well, here we are. And will Buck be surprised to see you, kid?
Isn't this marvelous?
Why, you no good, low-down, horn-toad, why don't you watch where you're going? If you're hankering for trouble, I'll be glad to oblige. That's $5, Howard. Now, remember, I'm the owner of this here outfit, and I don't aim to be shoved around.
Yes, sir.
Don't you go forgetting it. Well, look who's here. Joan, what are you doing out here? Gee, this is a surprise. When'd you get out?
Buck, I'd like you to meet Miss Tracy. Brenda, this is my pal, Buck Benny.
Oh, yes, I've heard of you.
Howdy, ma'am. Hey, I can't get over it. Where are you kids staying?
At the B-Bar Inn. We're opening with the show there.
The B-Bar M. Oh, yes, that's that tenderfoot place. Little too deluxe for me.
I hope you don't mind our barging in like this.
No, not at all. I didn't have a thing planned today except to break in a new horse, but that can wait.
Oh, no, on the contrary. That's a splendid idea. Could you stand a little company? I'd love to go for a ride.
Well, I'd love to have you, but there ain't a horse on the place fit for a lady.
Oh, all the better. If there's anything I hate, it's a horse with no spirit. Yeah, we like 'em wild.
Oh.
Come on, let's go.
Now, hold on a minute. You folks haven't had lunch yet.
Oh, I'd rather ride than eat any day.
Sure, we can have lunch later.
Come on, yippee!
Well, okay, I'll get the horses. This is going to be mighty dangerous. Mighty dangerous.
You seem to be having a little trouble there.
It's this darn saddle. I generally ride bareback. Learned it from an Indian.
Oh.
I gotta hand it to Buck. He's sure trying.
Help! Help, somebody! Help! Whoa! Help! Help!
That's as wild a ride as I ever want.
Me too. I didn't know those things could go so fast.
Brenda, are you all right?
Thanks to Mr. Benny's bravery.
Oh, anybody could have done what I did.
Don't be so modest. If you hadn't rescued me, heaven only knows what would have happened.
Well, I did have to do some pretty quick thinking there.
You certainly did. You were marvelous. And here's your reward.
You were wonderful, Mr. Benny. Really swell.
Oh, boy, if Fred Allen could only see me now.
What a moon, what a night. And to think I gotta stay in here disrobing carrots.
Well, we killed the fatted calf for you. Come on, girls, come right over here.
Thanks.
There lies my kind of country. Round that last bend we're heading for. Old timer, stay with me, and tonight we'll see my kind of country once more. There lives my kind of people, where that sundown smiles bright and red. Old timer, I'll strike gold when these eyes behold my kind of country ahead. Travel home, maybe 5 more miles, maybe 10. May I ever grieve if I ever leave my kind of country again.
Yes, folks, this is my kind of country. Away out west, right here. Here with the deer and the antelope, and the antelope, and the deer. There's a bird singing outside the bunkhouse, singing a mighty pretty song. In these here parts, where a man rides fast, shoots straight, and lives clean and long. Why, you poor city dweller, you miserable feller, must subway trains din in your ear? Feel the call of the west, and the deer, and the antelope, and the antelope, and the deer. There's a bird singing outside the bunkhouse when the western stars peep through. Ah, you city slicker, bend over that ticker. Shame, oh, shame on you. You can keep your skyscrapers, your pencils and papers, if that's what you want, you dopes. But I'll take the plains, the red blood in my veins, and the deer, and the antelopes. There's a bird singing outside the bunkhouse, the sweetest I've ever heard. So you can have all your tinsel and glitter. As for me, just give me the bird.
May I ever dream if I ever live my kind of country
Well, girls, in about 10 minutes, we're going to eat. You'll have to excuse me now. I have some important business to discuss with my foreman. See you later. Andy, I think I'm finally getting somewhere with Joan, and tonight's my chance to really cinch things. Only you've got to help me.
Well, I ain't exactly the Lonely Hearts editor, but go ahead.
Well, look, I want you to get a couple of your toughest-looking guys and have them start something with me so I can beat them up in front of Joan.
Beat 'em up?
Sure, I'll pay him $10 extra every time I hit him.
$10 a punch. Say, that's liable to run into a lot of money.
I know, so tell him to fall down fast.
One punch, Benny, the Waukegan Wildcat.
Hello, honey. This is me, Sugar. Oh, I can't come over there. I think Mr. Benny's going crazy. He moved right out of the B-Bar M. Says we got to stay out here at Mr. Devine's ranch so Miss Jones think he's a cowboy. Why, he's been paying the hired hands here real money so he can kick 'em around. I'll try to get over there and see you as soon as I can. By the way, honey, have you seen the moon tonight? Oh, Josephine.
Oh, here you are, Joan. I've been looking all over for you. You're sort of getting acquainted with things around the ranch?
Yes. And I've learned quite a lot already.
Well, that's swell. Gee, isn't it romantic around here? With the moon and the stars
And the deer.
and the antelope.
Yes.
You the owner of this outfit?
Well, me? No. I'm not. What you want to see him about?
That's our business. You sure you ain't the boss here?
Who, me? No.
Well, this is Mr. Benny's ranch, Buck Benny.
Where can we find him?
Well, maybe he's down at the corral. I'll go look for him.
You stay where you are. We'll find him ourselves.
Well, excuse me. I gotta find Buck.
Gee, I imagine handling a group of tough cowboys is no joke.
You're right. Some of them are pretty ornery.
But if you know how to handle them, things usually turn out all right, don't they?
Yeah, but you gotta be firm. Mighty firm.
I know.
Phil, have you seen Buck?
No, why?
Well, there's a couple of tough birds looking for him.
Jack will love that, especially if Jones around.
Oh, Phil, but you don't understand. It's those outlaws that's been causing me all the trouble.
This is going to be good.
Oh, good nothing. If Buck gets funny with those guys, well, they'll murder him. Oh, I gotta find him. This is terrible. Oh. Hey, Buck. Buck, I gotta see you in private.
Andy, can't you see we're busy?
But there's two guys looking for you, and they're packing guns. You better run in the house.
Oh, no. Not me. I want to meet 'em out in the open.
Oh, but Buck, it's those two outlaws I was telling you about.
Outlaws, eh? Well, I'll be glad to see 'em. Now, you run along, Andy.
Oh, Buck.
Run along. You're liable to get hurt.
Oh, I ain't the only one.
Joan, you stay here with Andy. It'll only take a minute.
Oh.
Well,
We're looking for Benny, the owner of this outfit.
that's me, boys. Make it snappy.
So you're the buzzard that squealed on us to the sheriff.
I ain't his brother. Now, look, boys. I'm giving you just 10 seconds to get off this property. Now, start moving, because time's a-wasting. When I say move, I mean move. There'll be no shooting, you varmints. We're going to settle this man to man.
This is where I came in. Only the last time I saw it, they gave away a set of dishes.
Remember our bargain. Here's $10 for you.
Here's your change. Oh. Oh, are you all right, Bud?
Boys, that was a great act you put on.
What's she talking about?
Well, there's no use trying to fool me. I'm in on the whole thing. Now, how would you like to work for me?
Look, lady.
What's on your mind, ma'am?
There's going to be a big opening tomorrow night at the B-Bar M.
Yeah?
Suppose the great Buck Benny were held up in front of all those people by a couple of masked bandits.
Now, let me get this straight. You want to pay us for a holdup?
Yes. just to prove that Mr. Benny isn't such a hero when somebody else hires the bad man.
Andy, those guys are too darn rough. I want you to fire them right away.
Fire them? Those are those two outlaws I was telling you about.
You mean those guys were on the level? Those are real bullets in their gun?
Sure, they're killers, both of them. Oh. Ring, you cost a lot, but wait till you get the load of it.
Love that comes in the night. You came, set me aflame, and now we're apart. Can't fight drums in the night that pounded my heart. For you're gone, the magic still remains. When the moon rides high above the plains, I'm still deep in the thrill of pagan delight. Moment we had from drums in the night.
Well, here I am, Joan. And let me tell you something. You're the only one who could get me over to a dress-up place like this.
Too bad I chased you away from this dress-up place.
What do you mean?
It's no use, Jack. I know all about the act you've been putting on for me at Andy Devine's ranch.
Oh.
So, for Act 2, I went out and hired my own cast. I had a fake hold-up all planned for tonight to make you look ridiculous.
Well, I suppose I had it coming to me.
Maybe too late to call off the show, so I'm warning you in advance about my bad man.
Gee, Joan, if you feel that way about me, why are you telling me?
Do you know Fred Allen's press agent?
Yes, I know him. Why?
He's just here trying to pump me about you.
Here?
And although I would have enjoyed a private showing, I couldn't go so far as to have you exposed on a coast-to-coast hookup.
Well, there's only one explanation I can give you. A fellow in love does a lot of things he wouldn't do if he were in his right mind.
Hurry up, Joan. We're on in 5 minutes. You two can make love after the show. How you doing?
Well, for the second time, I'm right back to where I bumped into her taxi.
Looks like a big night.
Yeah, for us.
The table be all right, sir? Couldn't be better.
You know, I think he's following me.
Some of the stock from your ranch, Mr. Benny?
Got something to take care of.
Joan, you haven't got time.
We'll be on again in a minute. I'll be back in time. This is important.
Oh, it's you.
Listen, boys, I've decided to call the whole thing off.
Oh, now, lady, you can't do that just when we're having fun.
Well, I'll pay you just the same.
Sister, you don't have to pay. This one's on us.
Sure.
This is going too far.
That's what he said when we asked him for the combination. Take care of him.
What was that?
Sounds like Joan.
Take it easy, fellas. It's a fake holdup, and I'm in on it.
I wouldn't try that again.
Keep calm, everybody. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'll handle this. You folks stay right where you are. There may be shooting. Here I come, gal.
Buck Benny rides again.
Listen, fellas, I'll give Graham's pencil a real workout now.
We'll see that he gets a ringside seat.
Frame up or no frame up, be careful with that gun.
Don't worry, Phil. It's got blanks in it. It's me, boys. Now let's make this sound real. I thought it was you two rattlesnakes. Well, you went too far when you laid hands on my gal, and I'm going to teach you a lesson. That's swell, fellas. Keep it up.
Boy, you sure handed them a lot of punishment.
Get the start.
That's Buck's famous machine gun punch.
I think they're overdoing it.
Come one step closer and I'll drill you.
Well, he must have thrown one of them out the window.
Come on, fight, you cowards! Come on! Come on! Come on!
Where's Joan?
She's in there.
Something must have gone wrong.
Hey,
Joan, are you hurt? Jack's in there. They'll kill him. Jack, are you all right?
Of course I'm all right.
Oh, you were wonderful.
Oh, it was nothing. Rochester, take care of what's left of them. I'm busy.
Yes, sir.
Get him away from here! Take him!
Well, everything's under control, boss.
Do you mind if I take a look at what's going on in there?
Why, no, bless your little heart.
Goodbye, Mr. Chips.